What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly sports history for October 9th, 2022. They did it. And it was exactly how I thought it was going to go. If they won that first game, Aaron Nola was money, lights out, whatever you want to call it. So the Phillies beat the Cardinals 2-0. Go down to Atlanta now and play the Braves, which as it gets closer, we can talk more about that. I think I mean, it's a division rival. I mean, they know them well. I think they definitely have the chance to win that game at this point. I feel as though everybody always says you're playing with house money, and yeah, don't get me wrong, they won a series, they're playing with house money, but I don't know. When I'm at the house and I'm winning money, I want to win more. So I don't think they're gonna roll over and just lie down for the Braves, which I think makes them even more dangerous. I'm a little concerned with the way the offense is, but hopefully they're not going to be as tense because it's a 5-game series instead of a 3-game. But let's go and just enjoy this right now. First time in 11, or actually, I guess it would be the first time in 12 years they won a playoff series. So definitely great time to be a Philadelphia fan. And speaking of fan, before I get into this day, how about the announcers? And A-Rod, and I think it was Michael Kay, they gave the Philly fans a lot of props, which on a national scale, I was very impressed with. Usually you don't see that. They gave them props for the way the whole Alec Boehm thing was handled early in the year when he made those 3 errors against the Mets and walked off the field saying, I hate this fucking place. But he handled it well, and the fans gave him that ovation the next day. And even Michael Kay said it was like they gave him a big collective hug. And to me, you don't hear about Philly fans being that great. And then A-Rod followed it up with, yeah, fans like the fans in New York, fans in Philly. They definitely are tough, but they just want accountability. Like, it blew my mind. And I should have recorded it because you don't hear it too often. But hey, what can you do? So Phils move on to play the Braves starting Tuesday night in the NLDS. We'll have more on that as the week goes. Going to switch gears today because it is a football Sunday, and we are going to go back to 1994. And on this day in 1994, the Eagles beat the Washington team that were not the Commanders, but I'm not going to mention their name, at the Vet on Sunday Night Football. This is pretty much a non-important game. It just happened to just occur on this day, October 9th in 1994. However, what it did, the Eagles won, and it set up a huge battle of 4-1 teams for the division lead the following week. The Cowboys were also 4-1. So I remember this season because, as we had mentioned earlier on a previous pod, that because of the disappointment of the 93 season, hopes were pretty high in 1994. So as a fan who's just thirsty for the Eagles to actually be back in the playoffs and back and being good, I just remember being that week leading up to that Cowboys game when both teams were 4-1 was just out of control. But on this week, they beat Washington. Randall ran for a touchdown, threw another 49-yarder to Fred Barnett. So there's that connection that was missing in 93, and it was back. We will cover the 1994 season on a future episode of Back to the Future just because of the way that went out. And as far as the game today, as I mentioned before, it is Fuck the Cardinals week. So the Eagles are out in Arizona, and from the pictures and videos I'm seeing on Twitter and some of the social media, the Eagles fans have completely taken over the whole Phoenix area. They are Glendale. I forget where the Cardinals play now, but it's just insane. Like, there was a full plane that flew out just of Eagles fans, and that was just one sponsored trip. So should be a good Eagles crowd today. The spread right now is 5. It seems like it's coming down because I believe it was 5.5 earlier in the week. I'm torn on where to go with this. I like it obviously much better at 5 than I did 5.5. But I think because of the Cardinals' pass rush not being as good and them having some guys out, I'm thinking the Eagles should be able to do what they want offensively and defensively today. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a close game. I think the Cardinals are just sort of a team that's in flux right now. So we're going to go Eagles move to 5-0. They're going to cover the spread. I'm going to bet it myself, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I didn't pull the reverse jinx. But big day. You got Eagles Cardinals at 4. Actually, I think it's 4:25. Still celebrating that Phillies win. Looking ahead to some more playoff baseball actually coming to Philly, which is really cool. And I couldn't be more pumped. And I know I'm an Eagles fan, season ticket holder, have my tattoo and everything, but the Phillies were always my first love. As a kid, you grow up, you play baseball, and so whenever they're good and doing well in the playoffs, I'm just a little bit extra pep in my step. So go have yourselves a Sunday. Congrats to the Phils. Go Birds. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you.